Hello everyone. Hello everybody and welcome to Jazzy61. I'm Jazz. Today's video is going to be about this app that I've been using lately, and it's really been a big help. Before we get started, I want to say hello to my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for continuing to support me, continuing to come back and watch more videos. You guys are the greatest. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there and join the fam. It's going to be a lot of great content coming soon. I hope you guys will stick around and see what's coming up next. As I mentioned before, my husband is from West Africa. Over there are a lot of different languages just based off of the tribes, and then there's French, and then they learn to write English. My husband and I have been together since about 2010, and I could not understand him at the beginning. A whole lot of times when we first started dating, I kept saying, "What? Huh?" And he had to say whatever he said again really slow because of his accent. So since then, I have been trying to pick up French because French is a language that they use over there kind of universally, and it would be real helpful for me to be able to speak to him and his family and things like that. So I've been trying to learn French since about 2011, 2012. I was taking it in college. It got nowhere. So from about 2011, 2012 until 2014 or so, I was taking French courses in college, and I didn't pick up very much. I could say my name, I can introduce myself type of thing, but I could not understand, the ins and outs of the conversations, things like that. So for me, I did not catch it in college. It wasn't taught to me in a way that I could grasp it and keep it. Sometimes you learn something and kind of go in until you got to take a test and it's gone. That's pretty much how French was when it came to me in college, at least. And when I went overseas, I was in North Africa in Algeria playing basketball. No one spoke English. There may have been a couple girls on the team who can kind of speak it a little bit. The coach spoke zero English, both of them. There was no English at all. So it was really one of those moments where, like on Love and Basketball, where he was like, "What did he say?" And then she looked at the girl and the girl said, "He says to get a ball to you." It was that moment. I had no idea what was going on. I had no clue what the plays were. They were speaking a mix between French and Arabic. I couldn't catch half of what was happening. The thought process was, if I was completely, surrounded by nothing but people who spoke another language, that I would catch it. That did not happen. It didn't happen even a little bit. It was completely the opposite. I caught nothing. Well, I'm not going to say nothing. I caught a couple words here and there, but it wasn't just French. It was Arabic as well. Then it got a little worse. So after we finished playing, we went back to my husband's country. And let's just say I didn't understand nothing. When I say I ain't understand nothing, y'all, nothing. And it was a lot of moments of everybody sitting around me holding conversation and me literally sitting there like, his sister thought it was funny. She always giggled at me. But that experience made me really want to learn the language a little bit more. His mother was really understanding, so she would speak really slowly. And I would catch certain words like "it's hot outside" or something like that. I would catch small things, but I would catch them, and then she would go, "Oh, okay, cool, yes, I got that word," you know what I mean? And then try to mix in some of his native language, which is a whole nother ball game. But right now we're going to talk about French in particular. So on my quest to learn French, I found this app called DuoLingo. Now, I was kind of skeptical about the app in the beginning, to be 100% honest, because I didn't think it was going to actually work for me. Y'all, this app pretty good. Not even going to stunt like it's not good. This is not a sponsored video or anything like that. But that app actually really works for me. So it's pretty much, once you get into the app, it'll ask you how serious you are about learning the language, how much time you have to learn the language, things like that. And then it'll base the lessons off of how much time you have per day to do them. And then it'll even send you like a little reminder every day to say, it's time to do your little lesson. So then you can go in and do your lesson. Once you pass the lessons, you kind of level up, and then you go from basics to, family or your name or travel or sports or food. and it kind of breaks each one of those down, and it kind of repeats itself over and over and over again, to the point that once it asks you a question, you automatically translate it in your mind and then you put it into the thing, if that makes any sense. So the good thing about this app is you do not get one specific type of question. It kind of mixes up the way you answer the question, so you don't get used to doing multiple choice or something like that. So there are word questions, there are multiple choice questions, there are some matching questions. There's also, you have to listen to something and then you have to find, for instance, it'll say new, and then you have to go in and find the spelling of that word, or it'll have you actually speak into the phone so that it can catch the way you're pronouncing the word, so make sure you're pronouncing everything correctly. So it covers kind of a broad span of question and answer types, which really works for me, because you know, sometimes you get to testing and they'll give you all multiple choice, and you kind of only get it because you kind of word association type of thing, you know what I mean? Whereas to, if you have like word, like a written question, a word question, word problem type of thing, you actually have to think about each and every word and which way to put them in order. And like I said, it's actually really working for me. I was sitting in the car the other day, my husband was talking to his sister, and I actually understood half of the conversation. So I have been using this app now for about 2 to 3 months, and I have picked up so much more than I picked up when I was in school at any given point. And the good thing about having my husband around is, if I have a question about something that I'm not fully understanding, you know, a translation to or something like that, I'll ask him and then he'll explain it to me, so I kind of get a better understanding of it. So I get to speak with him and listen to him speak, because in that app they'll speak sometimes as fast as they normally speak over there, but sometimes they say it really slow, and it's harder to get when they say it quickly. So I have to talk with him sometimes and then just kind of look at his mouth and read a little bit and go, "What you say?" But it helps me to figure out how to say things faster, how to catch the words faster, how to translate things faster in my mind so that I can respond. So each day you start out with 5 hearts. And that's pretty much like in a video game. If you got 5 lives left and every time you get a question wrong, you take one of those hearts away. So what happens after you mess up so many times and you lose all your hearts, you have to get out of that lesson and start again. But you have to wait till you have the hearts left. So it gives you time to kind of think about what you just learned in a sense, and then try to go back in later on and fix it. Now the good thing about the app is you have a way to earn the hearts. So what it'll do is let you go back to some of your old lessons and have practice lessons essentially. And if you get through the entire practice lesson and you get them correctly, it'll give you a heart so you can go back in to finish the lesson that you just started. But you will have to start the lesson over completely. Another thing about the app that's really good is when you're going through your lessons, if you click on the words, so say they put something in French, Je habite en France. So it's like, I live in France, right? If you don't know what one of the words means, you can actually click the word and it'll give you the translation of the word underneath it before you actually answer the question. As you go along, I believe those completely stop, but for now, at the beginning at least, it's still there. And if it's one of those questions where it'll say something, you have to translate it, you are allowed to actually click it again. It'll say the phrase over again, and then there's like a little turtle beside it. You can click the turtle and it'll say it slower for you so that you can go in and actually translate the sentence the way it's supposed to be translated. I have learned more using this app in the last 2 to 3 months than I did in school learning over about 2 to 3 years. And I like that the app is customizable. It works with your schedule. It teaches you at your own pace. And if you want to go more than what you have set for that day, it allows you to continue to go on. And since it's so customizable, since it's so flexible, it's so much easier to me than actually trying to take a course at school, because everything's on a time restriction. You know what I mean? You kind of got to have your tests done. You got to have papers written. And I don't have much time to do that right now. Right now I'm dealing with a 9-month-old, and I'm quite busy all day long. So when I have 5 or 10 minutes, I get my little lesson done for the day. I learn what I'm going to learn. If I miss something, I can go back and practice what I just learned. relearn everything again, and then I can continue on the next day. So that to me is extremely helpful. That helps me get through all my lessons quickly. I get through them quite efficiently since I'm not spending 30-45 minutes at a time doing it, but I'm actually learning at a really fast rate compared to what I thought I would be. So to me, this app is quite amazing. And I want to be ready the next time I see his family. I don't want to be over there confused and staring at people's faces like, what now? What? Huh? Especially since I want our families to meet. And sometimes my husband isn't around, and I will be able to translate between them as well, because I really want our mothers to meet, if nothing else. My mom don't speak a lick of nothing else. She speak country. That's about it. So I want to make sure that I can at least translate between my mother and my mother-in-law so that they can hold conversations and I can hold conversations with her as well. So I can kind of get to know them a little bit better, because when I went there, it's kind of this barrier. So they can kind of get to know you, but not really, because you can't talk to them. So the only thing that they get is whatever the person translating gives them. So I would like to get to know them on a more personal level. And I believe learning this language is going to help me so much more. I know I'm not going to be able to speak to them all the time because they speak their native language as well. And it's Moray. It's with his tribe. I believe it's the Mosi tribe. So there's another language there that I don't know. But like I said, I try to speak French around me so at least I can understand them, even if it's just a little bit. So I really recommend this app if you're trying to learn any other language. They don't have some of the tribal languages, but most of the languages that you're looking to learn is on that app. And if you have 5 minutes, if you got 2 minutes, if you got 10 minutes, if you got 30 minutes, if you got an hour, this app will work with whatever your schedule is, and it will help you learn whatever language you're trying to learn. I guarantee it. Well, I don't want to say guarantee, because I'm at the beginning phases of learning this language for myself, and it's so big that I can understand conversations now that I'm not even a part of, you know what I mean? And I can understand things that my husband says to me. So when it comes to where I'm at right now, I think I'm in a great spot, especially since I didn't learn half this stuff when I was taking it in school. So when I say guaranteed, so far, guaranteed that if you're trying to learn something, try this app. It will help. It doesn't matter what your schedule is. It doesn't matter if you got 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. It'll work with your schedule. It'll give you lessons, the length that you want your lessons to be. And it bends whichever way you need it to bend so that you can learn what you need to learn when it comes to the languages you're trying to pick up. So we have come to the end of another video. I want to thank you guys so much for staying tuned. If you're trying to learn a new language, I highly recommend this app. It is free. I forgot to mention that. This app is 100% free. So you can at least give it a try. If you like it, if you don't like it, you can delete it. But if you think you can't learn this language, if you think it's hard and that it's something that this app, let me tell you, this app will help so much. I promise. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you all, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.